Ladies and gentlemen, at the onset I would like to apologize for coming in late because our other institute, Jaipuria Institute of Management, was holding another seminar in which they had a topic with regard to talent management, and that got delayed, and that was the reason I could not come on time. On behalf of this extremely topical subject of emerging trends in global financial markets, it is extremely important to understand and have a clear perspective of this phenomena and its impact on overall business, economy, and the global trade worldwide. My presentation consists of three parts. I shall attempt to present before you an overview of the financial markets, also the financial trends in the Indian perspective, as well as the presentation will cover the emerging trends of the Indian textile industry and how it is being impacted. India is impacted with financial changes taking place globally and the various economic conditions that are making things work in India. Global financial trends. According to McKinsey report on Global Capital Market 2011, the total value of the financial stocks in terms of equity market capitalization, outstanding bonds and loans had reached US $212 trillion at the end of 2010 and is estimated to touch US $230 trillion by 2013. Around 82% of the financial stock is held by developed countries, whereas emerging markets are holding only 18% of the shares. The share of the Indian market is a mere 1.3%. While this phenomena prima facie does not hold great promise for the developing countries, one fact is worth mentioning and should create sufficient optimism, and that is that the financial stocks of emerging market is growing at a much faster rate than that of the developed countries. It is 23% in case of emerging markets, and that in case of India, and 5% in case of developed markets. This makes the emerging markets as strong players on the global landscape. Financial depth. Another positive feature of the emerging market is the strength of its fundamentals that operates as strong drivers for financial market growth. India's average saving rate to GDP is hovering around 30% during the last 10 years. This therefore creates huge source of capital market. While financial depth calculated as total debt and equity is concerned, India still ranks relatively low. Our stock market capitalization has to become more realistic in addition to the traditional methods of stock marketing and banking systems. The business must have greater accessibility to larger funds to finance the investment needs. Indian financial system and overview. Indian financial markets experienced huge positive shake-up by the economic reforms which the government took and was initiated in 1990. Deregulations of economic environment through play of market forces, privatization of public finance institutions, emergence of strong private banks, and reduction of government holding in public sector banks witnessed tremendous changes in Indian financial market. liberalization and globalization. With these economic reforms, certain initiatives were taken towards liberalization and globalization of economy. FIIs and FDIs were encouraged to bring money for investment in existing business as well as for new startups. More liberalization rules were created for FDIs and special government machinery was set up to push the reforms further. All these measures, with improved political climate in the country, brought about a paradigm shift in the economic financial markets, and the country in the last few years of the current century have witnessed a growth of 8 to 9% per annum, which is one of the highest in the world. Foreign financial flows in terms of FDI and FII. We have witnessed considerable increase in foreign direct investment from 2006-07 onwards. The flow of FDI in service sectors, namely finance, real estate, telecom, IT and banking, etc., and in case of manufacturing sectors, in chemicals, automobiles, mining and power generation has been very strong. However, the same is not true for the textile industry, where the foreign direct investment on an aggregate basis has been less than 1%. It has also been observed that the foreign institutional investors are also investing in India, and the trend has been increasing, and the growth in the 5 or 6 years is visible. The cumulative impact of the receipts, both on terms of FDI investment as well as foreign institutional investors investing in our country, is in the region of $50 to $60 billion annually. The government has further taken certain initiatives to help the foreign direct investment over a period of time in insurance, aviation and retail, which will further augment the FDI investment in this sector. Also, very recently, the government is encouraging multi-brand retailing and has left it for the states to ensure that they are able to develop this based on their political desire. However, these measures, we now witness a slowdown in the economic growth and financial markets need to be further strengthened, for which structural changes are required both in public and private sector. Indian market provides a huge opportunity for business expansion and concomitant investment in the field of infrastructure, building and construction, energy and telecom. Indian markets hold an edge over the developed countries in certain areas, namely a very positive democratic dividend because of its huge young population. Secondly, its large population will push retail market, which in turn will drive the financial markets in a big way. In brief, the Indian economy is well poised for a big leap, provided further structural changes in the financial markets are made in such a way so that large amount of funds become available from within the country as well as from developed nations for massive capital requirements. Presently, what we have seen that most of the funding for the projects which is available in the country is either through the debt route, which is made from public sector and private sector banks, as well as the equity which is put in by the promoters, and very little money is made available through the bond market. And I think this requires maturing in the Indian context. With regard to my third part of the presentation, which covers the textile industry, I would like to firstly give you a profile of the textile industry and then tell you as to how it is impacted because of the overall financial money that is coming into the market. The size of the textile industry is presently at $92 billion, out of which $32 billion is the export market and $60 billion is for domestic consumption. It is today the largest employer next to agriculture and makes huge contributions to the overall GDP as well as to the exports. Unfortunately, the industry is not growing in proportion to its potential, primarily because of the low level of productivity and low pace of modernization. The Indian textile industry is the second largest in the world, next only to China. In order to be competitive, we must ensure huge investment and expansion, especially in areas which will generate value-added products. While it has its strength in the areas of spinning, as we are the second largest in the area of spinning, with regard to higher value-added items like apparel, branded products, specialty products, it continues to operate at a very low level. The Indian financial markets have to carefully look at the opportunities in the textile industry, which can become a strong driver for boosting the economy, and would take appropriate measures. It has the potential to reach a size of $150 billion by 2007. Investments and expansion. The government had announced the Textile Upgradation Fund, wherein interest subvention is provided to units to set up new operations as well as for existing units for expansion purposes. This has led to growth of this industry, and about $50 billion have been invested during 2000 to 2012, and it is hoped that additional $30 billion will be invested in the 12th five-year plan. Cost competitiveness. The textile trade is very sensitive to price increases, and the business is handled by large multinational traders, namely Walmart, JCPenney's, Target, etc., who are reluctant to increase the price to the consumer at the retail level. Hence, the investment pattern in the textile and clothing industry is continuously shifting to low-cost countries. We have seen that China's textile and clothing exports had grown to a formidable size, capturing 36% of the global market because of low capital cost as well as low labor cost. However, the same is changing, and less developing countries like Bangladesh, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, and very recently Myanmar has shown significant growth. India is well poised as it compares well on the cost competitive front, and the interest rates which have been always running higher in our country is now being taken care of by the Textile Upgradation Fund, where there is an interest subvention. The only problem that we face today is in ensuring that the infrastructure facilities, if they are improved, then our cost competitiveness can be further leveraged. Emerging trends in the textile exports. The world trade in textile and clothing was $706 billion in 2011, which is likely to grow to $1,000 billion by 2020, out of which India is likely to achieve an export of $100 billion by 2020 and account to 10% of the global trade. Favorable exchange rate in recent months we have witnessed as the rupee has depreciated by close to 20%, while the Chinese yuan has appreciated by 3%. India has the potential to grab some of the Chinese export share. Trends in the domestic market. There are exciting opportunities as the demand in the domestic market is also showing signs of growth because of the increase in the demand for branded products and life cycle products. Driven by the advent of modern retailing, the growth of semi-urban and rural markets, as well as changing demographic profiles of the people. We feel that the domestic market will give a great boost to the textile and clothing industry. To conclude, I would like to say that the emerging trends in the global financial markets are showing the fund flows in emerging markets and India has accessibility and now financing its economic activities. Among emerging trends in finance in Indian economy, foreign financial flows is becoming more significant. Thirdly, India has built up the second largest textile industry in the world, modernizing and building capacity at accelerating pace to supply for domestic consumption demands and also to increase its trade in the global share. And lastly, the Indian textile industry is scaling up and thinking global to cater to the demand for value-added products and that for technical textiles. In the end, I once again would like to repeat that we are here for good times and India can take advantage of the demographic profile, and we can see that this country can emerge and take a very important step and become the clothier of the nation. Thank you.